Bienvenidos a un capítulo más de Diálogos Sensoriales. En esta ocasión nos movemos de manera virtual todavía hacia Europa Central, justo a Eslovaquia, donde tenemos el gran placer de platicar con Vladimir Vietoris, un colega sensorial que conocimos durante el Pangborn pasado en Nantes. Así que, Vladimir, thank you so much for accepting this invitation. Welcome to our series of Diálogos Sensoriales.
Thank you so much for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here and talk about the sensory. Yeah.
Perfect, great. So let's start with the very first question, which is why and how did you arrive to sensory evaluation?
Yeah, when we moved back to the 2003, I had some diploma thesis with my supervisor, and we do some analysis about Jewish artichokes. It's some kind of special plants, and the goal was to find some the most delicious varieties and the varieties with the biggest production, and find some equilibrium in the production and in the taste. So that was my first touch of the sensory, and I started to apply some sensory methodologies. And of course, which I really like was non-parametric statistics. It was, yeah, I found the steps about the sensory, and in this case, all people, mostly me included, say that the sensory is something like you just eating and you write some numbers, but yeah, it's definitely some statistical background, and that was the era that I found the beauty of the numbers inside of the sensory analysis.
Right. Who inspired you afterwards or since that time to going deep for sensory evaluation? Was that the first love impression or first time impression, or how was that incursion into sensory in your case?
Yeah, it was really interesting because in normal way, when you do some chemistry analysis or do some analysis by some instrument, there is no step of a conversion of the feeling to the numbers, and it was, yeah, this was really brilliant because yeah, sensory is very unique in this way, how to transfer your feeling, positive or negative, to the number. And it was, yeah, it was a trigger to start deeply and to study the methodologies and what is inside of the statistics, and what is the people requirements, because you know we are individuals, every single person is different, and how to select the right people and how to eliminate the wrong people for the sensory. Yeah, it's an ecosystem, and yeah, I was fascinated by this. I was fascinated the whole system, how sensory works, how to select people, and how to tell the story, how to be a good storyteller about the result and what you find in the data. This is the main trigger how I start to work with the sensory.
Perfect. So in that way, which will be the worst part of sensory, in the sense of difficulties, or I don't know, how it's difficult to convince people, or it's difficult to deal with the data? What do you think is the difficult part for doing sensory?
Yeah, definitely. The difficult part is maybe the hiring of the people in this level. Yeah, normally, if you have some task about the analysis, sometimes it's really hard to find some correct number of the panelists, and yeah, maybe this is the way. When you hire them and when you gather them on the same place, they have different levels of the knowledge. So when I was younger, we played Dungeons and Dragons. You know the
yeah,
the
nice.
game.
Yes.
Yeah, and the party is moving in the slowest person. You know, the party is moving like the slowest person. So if you have the sensory guys with no knowledge, you need to say from the beginning about the terms, about the procedures inside. Yeah, it's sometimes if you have no skilled people, yeah, it's time consuming, and sometimes you have no good feedback. So I guess the work with the people with no attitude for the sensory is the hardest part. In this age, when you have a lot of sensory statistic software, yeah, the data is, yeah, it's eye candy stuff. So this is definitely
And how was your or how is your path? I mean, since the beginning. I mean, was it easy or difficult at the beginning? Nowadays, you already mentioned about the data, but convincing people about doing sensory,
yeah.
was it difficult, or it has been an easy path for you?
Thank you for the question. Yeah, I was something like a self-made man in a sensory, because when we start, there was no translation, and the finding of the English literature, there was a huge problem to find some some serious sources for the study. And we had some local translation and maybe some Polish. If you see, the Alina Szczesniak is also the Polish lady,
Correct.
which is moved to the Americas. So the really nice background for the sensory was a Polish one. Yeah, and there was also some differences, even in translation with the profiles, with the descriptive sensory and some analysis stuff. So yeah, as I said, as I remember, my first Pangborn was in Florence, and I would just walk. I just was like a wallflower, just yeah, staying on the corner and watching the people how knows each other. Then I was a little braver in the Toronto Pangborn. Then I tried to communicate with some guys in Rio. I had some friends from the Brazil, from the South America. Yeah, in the Providence, I had another friends, and yeah, and my pet was increasing year by year in this way. And yeah, that's and I have to say that people in the sensory are really friendly, and if you have some question and if you ask someone, they definitely will answer, and you can promote to the level up, and you will level in your stuff. And now I'm in the stage that I'm teaching and mentoring the other people in the sensory. So yeah, but generally, yeah, the path was not so easy, but yeah, thanks for the people that helped me. And yeah, especially Lauren Rogers, which was also your your person. Did you talk? Yeah, she's really kind person, and she helped me a lot with some description of the problems, and yeah, especially in the panel training and in the panel selection. So yeah, people in the sensory are nice. So ask a question.
That's good to hear, because as you said, normally the very first congress or conference is very difficult for a student or for a PhD student or whoever, because they do not know nobody. I mean, it's like like a difficult process. How can I approach to somebody? And what will be your suggestion about that? What do you think it will be the easy way to came after you and ask you for, okay, tell me something about your paper or something. Which will be that the strategy for the new people? I mean,
the new people, if you study a lot, and if you have no friends in a sensory area, definitely you have to go have to visit the conferences, international conferences, and benchmark yourself with the other guys. I mean, even if my scientific work was not so good in the beginning, I just the print the poster, go there and be brave and go go with the head against the wall, and that's the meaning. Sometimes it's not good to be shy, just go there, and people can recognize that you trying to be a good, and if you have some question, definitely answer. And my first Pangborn, I don't remember the Florence one, but in Toronto I started with a combination of the electronic tongue and the sensory perception. And even I had no experience with the statistics in this way. I find some people that explain me how it works, and even should be better to apply also some preference mapping. Until that time, I didn't know nothing about the combination of the laboratory and the consumer data. And by the way, also this is really funny story about the measuring of the vines. In this way, it was in 2009 that I came to the Russia, or I was I really want to go. I will really want to go to some very nice sensory laboratory, or some laboratory which is working with the perception. So I find something like a top 10 laboratories in the world, and write them. If it's possible to go for the shadowing, for the stay, and improve my sensory abilities and be a good sensory leader in our area. And the Russian guys from the laboratory of artificial perception wrote me, what do you want to do in our lab? So I said, I bring some vines, and you have electronic tongue, and if I drown the tongue to the vine, and possibly it will post me on the screen that this is the cherry vine, or this is something. No, it's not working this way. It was something like a vector of 27 numbers. So I finally found that this is the way that we have the numbers which represent the chemical data, and we need to put it together by PLS algorithms with the sensory data, and we should predict maybe some relations with the machine, with the instrument, and the human data. And that was a really strong lecture. And then I start with this in different way. But as all of my scientific works was like this, that I create some imaginary problem and try to fix it.
Right.
And
Interesting.
go to the world.
No, go ahead, please. Sorry.
Something like this. We sometimes find some problem, and we try to find some solution locally, and then go to the world. And even it's maybe if the results, or if some kind of research is not so good, definitely there will be some people that show you and help you how to do it right way. And this is moving us forward, and and leveling up. Even last edition of the Sensometrics, I do something like a derivation from Bitcoin, and from the so some methodology which is similar to the mining of the cryptocurrency, and I applied for the sensory. I guess maybe 90% did not catch the meaning of this. But I have some white paper, and maybe when we finish, I will send you a link, and maybe someone try to read it and maybe understand it.
Sure. And that's something I wanted to ask you, because you said at the beginning it was difficult because of the language and etc. But nowadays you have been through different countries like Brazil or Russia, even the Czech Republic, or Germany, Japan. Now, how is the sensory culture in a global way? Is it the same way of thinking? It is different. How has been your experience learning from people outside your area, let's say?
I have to say that the different country are using different methodologies, especially I really love the TDS, the temporary domains of sensations, which will it seems to me really nice and attractive even for the naive persons. Yeah, it definitely a methodology not for the naive persons, but I had some stay in Japan, and the people had some local distillate, they call it shochu, and I showed them how to use the TDS for the measuring of the dominance sense rise against the alcoholic, against the different way, and they like it, they understood the methodology, and and so on. Even there are some countries they are using mostly some discrimination testing. Even in Slovakia, I have to say that some scaling is definitely the very popular. Even the people are afraid to use the descriptive profiles because it's a time consuming, and you need to prepare some serious panels, and I guess the people are changing on the position very fast, and if you spend a lot of time with the training of the people, and after half of the year and 1 year is moving to the different company or different position, it's sometimes the people are unhappy. I know some laboratories, some sensory leaders, some heads of the sensory labs, and they are unhappy with this situation. And if you said what changed, definitely the software is definitely user friendly, more user friendly because you can arrange the panel, you can arrange the area, time of the analysis, even the blocks of the serving of the samples is much easier. If you do it 15 years ago, you need to do it like a Sudoku. You need to calculate which sample served the first for this boot and so on. And now it's much easier. Yeah.
Right. So. Thanks. Vladimir, can you share us in a global way this sensory timeline for your country? Is there like I know that sensory started with these companies or this person, etc. Until now, is there a chance that you can share us that?
Timeline. As I said, there was some first say like a Newton standing on the shoulders of the giants. In 1960s. In 1960s, there was maybe some 2 person in Slovakia. There was a professor Pribela, and maybe my supervisor, the associate professor Horchin. They translate some literature from the English. Maybe I'm not sure if it was a good translation of some terms, and maybe some the part of the steps was switched or something. It was not so good translation, but generally it was the main. It was a milestone for the next sensory generations.
Right.
I guess this literature was fine, and maybe there was some definitely some sensory labs in the private companies, but there was no connection among them. So they work like a single alone. Maybe they use this literature, and there was some not communicating channels with these guys. We moved to the 2003. That was my thesis, and if I start my diploma thesis, I check if it's possible to be a certified sensory analyzer, sensory assessor, and there was only one certification body, and they do by ISO 8586. There is some procedure, and they do some process that by the basic date thresholds and recognition of the unknown aromas, unknown smells, and some memory test for the sensory. In a 100-point scale, if you passed over 80 points, they give you some certificate that you are something like a selected person, or you are available to recognize some differences.
Right.
And in this time, I guess 2003, 2005, we start something like let's do some local sensory conferences. Let the people know each other, and let we find each other. So in this time, in this decade, we find some nice connection in the Czech Republic, in University of Technology Prague. They had also some really super mentor. It was a guy, Jan Pokorny, which was the guy that he moved to the Scotland, and he was expert for the analysis of the whiskies. So yeah, it was really respected, and there was a gap, and we did not know each other. So in this way, we find some people in the Prague, we find some people in the Brno, even in the Budapest. There is some sensory lab. They are now really skilled with the virtual reality. They use some VR coded laboratory, and do some immerse research with this. And maybe from 2005 we start to communicate like labs each other. Even I guess around 2000 something, there was a lot of really nice literature in the English language. There was a lot of nice books. I guess the Lola's books, and some books from the Melgard, or some kind of book. And in this way, and in this community, we start to talk about the methodologies and about the application, and we translate some ISO standard vocabulary of the sensory. And there was a rise of the Slovak sensory, maybe the Czechoslovak sensory. So about 2005, 2010, we start do some serious stuff. Even in Pangborn in Rio, 2013. If I forgot the year, but there was 13 people from Slovakia on a Pangborn in Rio, and maybe 2 people from Czech Republic. I'm pretty sure that 15 people from this area. It was absolutely record. And and normally on the rest of the Pangborns, I'm going just me and my PhD student or something. Yes, I counted like some meeting when I meet some very good friends, and it's a definitely mandatory conference for me.
Of course.
And in nowadays we had some sensory courses that I'm from university level. I'm trying to explain some methodologies, how to use the scales, how to use the discrimination testing, some basic, the triangle test and tetrad test, and how to post-product the data, how to explain what's happened, what is the p-value, and I'm also explaining some statistical background on these, and and people appreciate it. And we have now something like 10 commercial sensory labs, and maybe five university sensory labs. Even if it's possible to put some pictures to your presentation, to your movie on YouTube, I can take a picture of these and send you some
Sure,
pictures.
please,
Yeah, okay.
please.
Yeah, okay. And also one funny story, some funny fact. In 2009, when Pascal Schlick and his team, developed the TDS, there was no software, and
Right.
even the software was really expensive. So we prepare something like a TI TDS, own software, coded software, and if you put it together, it's a DITS. TI TDS, it's a DITS. So it was really funny because the name, and also this version is also available online, and I send you the link. And
Super.
if someone want to prepare some Spanish translation, because the language file is outside of the software, and you can do some translation. Yeah, it's free and open source, and feel free and use it, and
Super.
use it.
People will appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, sure. Thanks
Yeah,
for that story. I mean, it's interesting how sensory is developing into the different countries. Now, let's move to another part, which I like it, and it's something about know your preferences, and I will ask you some 2 AFC test. So there's no possibility to make empty answers. So please let me know if you prefer. I'm sorry about the pronunciation. If you prefer wine or Slivovica.
Wine or Slivovica, I see that you really study Slovak Slovak distillates.
A little.
Normally, okay. I guess we are in a wine region. I mean, the Nitra is a wine region, but I now I more prefer the Slivovica. The distillates, original fruit distillates, which I'm really fascinated now by the whiskey, especially investment whiskey. Yeah, because we also prepare some project and find some data from the chemical composition, even some sensory data about this, and also the price. There is some methodologies correlating the price against the quality, even the sensory quality. So now we slightly move this way. Now we are living in a strange times, that there is inflation and some geographical problems, and even the money are not the money like 5 years ago, and maybe the art, maybe the alcohol, or maybe some different minor investments should be great. And now we try to find some story inside of the investigation and invest alcohols and some. So for Slovica now it's good.
Nice.
Yeah. Did you try it before?
Yeah, of course. Next time, of course, I will look for this beverage, this distillate.
Yeah. So okay. If you plan to go to the EuroSense next year in Dublin.
Dublin.
It's in Ireland. It's Ireland.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll bring some Slivovica. Even maybe if someone listen now,
nice.
your followers should join us.
Nice. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Tetra testing or triangle testing?
Oh, this is a hard question, and now I'm more fan from I guess a triangle. I like a triangle, but two-tailed triangle. Yeah, no. This is good because, as I mentioned, these guys, they do some translation about the tetra test. They failed in a translation, and we 10 years or something use the tetra test very strange way, completely different like is the methodology. So I have some fixed that we are not using tetra test, but I see it became really popular nowadays, the tetra test, and I'm a triangle fan.
Great. Traditional descriptive analysis or rapid methods?
Rapid methods, of course, DDS, and these. Even the kata. One of my hobby is coding in R. So also, as I said, there was no software for this, and if you want to calculate and do some some plotting of the multivariate statistics, you need to code it in R or some kind of software. So yeah, definitely, it's I have a nice memories of coding all this stuff.
Imagine.
So definitely, the rapid methods are definitely my favorite.
Perfect. Kapushnika or Gulasova?
Yeah, okay. This is yeah. I need to find some clever answer because kapusnica, it's a cabbage. It's a fermented cabbage soup, and goulash. Yeah, it's local, and there is no borders. I guess some people count gulashova soup like Hungarian. So yeah, it's so I have to say that kapusnica, the sour cabbages, yeah, it's sour.
Nice. Analytical testing or consumer testing?
Oh, this is also a really good question because I grew up on the analytical testing, but now we preparing some new products about edible gels for seniors. It was also my poster in the Pangborn in Nantes this year, and I see the power of the consumer testing. Definitely, if you want something produced and prepare some product, the analytical feedback it's not so good. It's definitely not describe the problem, and the analytical people are definitely not will be users of your product. So consumer testing is definitely now it's a consumer testing. Yeah,
super. I think you will enjoy this one. Parametric or non-parametric statistics?
Yeah, definitely non-parametric. I love the Friedman. I know the Kruskal values, small numbers, and yeah, the calculation is much easier, and you don't need to to check the distributions and yeah. I'm non-parametric guy.
Okay. PDF or published books? I mean, paper books.
Paper, definitely. Yeah, let me show you my library. I guess
Yes.
it's definitely the best library in Slovakia about the sensory book. So now I little moved with the
Please.
book. Yeah, let me show that this is really super huge. Yeah,
Wow.
you can. Yeah, but this
Wow,
is
in another room, of course.
this is also the sensory books.
I know that those portal books.
This is the Pigot, original Pigot. There are some books with a signature, and also this one. This one is maybe the last one. This one is about the data, consumer scientists, and
Right. Yes.
So this is my
Super.
yeah. When I be retired senior, I have lot to books to read and remember the content.
Wow, thank you for sharing that. Wow, it's amazing. It's a huge library. Thank you.
As I said, the lack of quality literature pressed me to buy the originals and read the originals. Yeah, and translate it and the teach from my translations. So now we are in this level.
Wow, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for your answers. Okay, let's move to the final part of the interview because we need to close it. But
okay.
I don't know if you can tell us how your life changed when you entered into sensory. What was your first choice? Were you or I don't know, maybe it was your intention to work in quality assurance or something else, or it was like sensory all the time?
Yeah, it hit me on the university, as I mentioned, the my diploma thesis.
Yep.
Then I continue with my PhD on the same university, Slovak University of Agriculture, and yeah, I finished the PhD and stay. There was a generation changing. It means my supervisor got retired, and I took his place at the university and continue in this level.
Mhm.
In when we throw back in the timeline, also some companies ask for the help for the some lectures or something. Yeah, so it definitely changed my life. I found my wife in a sensory lab, so also.
Ah.
So yeah.
So it definitely changed your life.
Yeah. And even my small daughter Maria, it looks like a sensory because yeah, she tasting every single food with the tip of the tongue, if it's sour or if it's sweet. Yeah, I saw it. I find that some kids just put it something inside to the mouth, but maybe she saw me in some kind of tasting. So yeah, she just connect the tip of the tongue with some kind of food, and if she liked it, yeah,
Nice.
she started it. So yeah, it's yeah, definitely changed my life. The sensory influence in
Okay,
all
wow,
ways.
great.
Mhm.
And what is that memory that you always think and a smile came to your face? Do you have one good memory, or it's like kind of everything is the same?
With the sensory connected to the
Yes, of course.
sensory.
Yes, of course. Sensory. Yes.
I guess there is a few, but generally not some one special. I guess the people in a sensory working in our lab are always happy and smiling. So yeah, it's still connected with the good emotions. So
Mhm.
if I remember, if we try some kind of new product and someone in a warming some small talk mention some jokes about this. Yeah, it's on daily based. That yeah, it's always a good mood during the analysis. So there is nothing special. Yeah,
Okay.
I should yeah. Maybe my memories from the Brazil. I was in the UFLA, Lavras, in
Okay.
the state, and also there was nice people, and also yeah. This is correct answer. If you ask for the yeah nice memory, it was definitely Brazilian sensory guys, and they implement, by the way, the tits
Okay. Okay.
to the sensor maker. If you know the sensor maker.
Yes, I know it. Yes.
Yeah. So check it. There is some credits, and it was the format it's included in the sensor maker. So yeah, this is really definitely best emotion that I remember.
Perfect. Great. In your opinion, what will be, if there is any, the minimum skills, speaking about methodology, personality, or other skills,
Mhm.
to the people who is starting or doing sensory evaluation?
Mhm. The positive attitude, definitely, to work with the people, the count that the people are different. They have to be some mediators. Even the best sensory guy should has no good mood
Mhm.
in the day. So yeah, you can find some ways to talk to the people. Of course, some methodological background is essential for this, and if also the positive attitude and the positive relations with the statistic is definitely good, because in the end of the day, the sensory guys are definitely the storytellers. They talking the story about the data, what's
Mhm.
happened. They find latent, some super secret relation between the numbers, and if you know how to say it, how to construct this story, yeah, it's a beautiful. I guess it's the biggest part of the sensory, to find some meaningful story in the data, and even if you do some product development, you can find some directions how to change it. And in this way, I also like some just about right scales, and also this one even in Slovakia is underrated, the methodology, the underrated scales. But yeah, I guess they talk about the product a lot. And yeah, and what my next suggestion, yeah, be brave for the new people, and yeah, and contact even the top sensory guys in the world, because I have also some experience. Even I write someone in the highest level in the sensory world, in a sensory background. Maybe these people wrote me back the first. So yeah, it's that's yeah.
And well, we are almost closing, but do you have a sensory book, paper, or poster to suggest to the people who are starting in sensory, or they want to go in deep into sensory? I know you have a lot of them, but
I can
yeah.
I can go back for the library. I guess the Heritage Levelers books are nice. As I said, the also the Lauren Rogers. If you want to start from the beginning, and if you need to construct some sensory panel, there is a lot of advices. There is a lot of ways how to prepare them, how to train them, and also this is really nice for the descriptive sensory. Also, Lauren's book is really nice because every single chapter they describe different tests from the discrimination testing. And yeah, there is a lot of books, and yeah, it's really hard to suggest one, but also the book from the Sarah Kemp, the handbook of sensory. It's also it's really easy consuming content, and when you starting, it's definitely it's a way how to start with the sensory analysis.
Okay, thank you. And Vladimir, what if you have a time machine and you can go back to the exact time you are deciding if you go into your sensory thesis or not? What would you tell to Vladimir at that time?
Okay. Yeah, do it the same way. Always do that. Yeah. You have in your head. I mean that. Yeah, do it by yourself, and yeah, if you have some problems, or if you need something to fix, so ask the best one. The best people definitely they are so far, and they will be not competitive to you, and they definitely help you with some stuff. And be curious more than normally. Yeah, year by year there are some new challenges, and you touch them, find some new people, communicate, and if you will go in 2023 to Nantes, so talk to the Ivan, and
thank you.
It's definitely good advice to former me, to historical me.
Thank you for that. Okay, Vladimir, I really appreciate your time sharing with us and our community your sensory history, your experiences. And do you have like a contact name or paper or something you want to share to anybody? I mean,
yeah, of course. I have some unofficial contact is Vladimir.Vietoris at gmail.com, or maybe I will post some contacts in your YouTube channel.
Yeah,
and
please.
Also there will be some links about my white paper, about the cryptocurrency stuff, if someone interested. Also the TITS software, there will be a link. I will send you the link. And yeah, in any case, if you want to cooperate and something, feel free to contact me, and yeah, I will contact you back and I will answer back. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Vladimir. Something else you want to add before we close the interview?
I just want to say it was a really pleasure. I had a really nice time to be here on your channel, and yeah, you are doing a great job. And in one day you will be definitely the biggest sensory channel in the world. And yeah, it will be a pleasure to be here in the beginning, like an English speaking visitor. So yeah.
Thank you for that.
And one more question. Yeah. So next time when we met each other, yeah, definitely I bring some Slivovica and we taste it.
I'll be glad to try it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Vladimir. Thank you.
Okay,
See you in the next conference, of course. And gracias a ustedes por acompañarnos en este nuevo episodio. Nos vemos en la siguiente ocasión. Y por ahora es todo. Muchas gracias. Chao, Vladimir. Thank you so much.
Adiós.
Chao, chao.